Well, here we are Thursday evening. Thanks for spending a little of it with me as we're all just waiting to seeing at the same time what's already making its way through western part of Kentucky towards central Kentucky, parts of the northern Kentucky area as well, already experiencing some icing and power outages. We'll take a look at those outages. We'll take a look at a few pictures that we're already starting to see from actually in a lot of the same counties that, of course, are still recovering from the tornadoes from just weeks ago, getting hit really hard right now with the ice that's just going to continue to trek right on as we are still on par to see essentially what we have discussed for the past 24, 48 hours or so. Predictions have gone back and forth just a bit, but by and large, we're still talking about a significant icing event, and I'll update that for you in just a few moments. I've got some closings, I've got some other information, some updates to pass along to you before we all just hopefully go home, stay warm and stay safe, and then kind of stay tuned to see what we're going to be dealing with during the overnight and early morning hours tomorrow. With that said, McGoffin County Schools, I spoke with Superintendent Chris Meadows a few moments ago just before sitting down. They were getting ready to issue the call that class, of course, would not be taking place in McGoffin County. Other school districts just around the same time starting to make those calls. No official closings just before the 6 o'clock hour, but they're starting to happen as I speak. This will not be an NTI day in McGoffin County Schools. I think they've got only one left, but nevertheless, due to the expected power outages, that would just be an impossibility or an improbability. So no NTI day. Schools will be out tomorrow in McGoffin County. A little housekeeping for myself, and I have been streaming the program at the same time it airs at 6 o'clock every evening on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. And for whatever reason that I really can't explain, the YouTube feed is more stable for whatever reason. The Facebook Live feed gets broken more often than not, possibly because I'm using a third-party device in-house that has no problem with YouTube. Also, YouTube just seems to be a little more forgiving, if you will. So with that said, for the past few weeks, just and before announcing it to make sure that it was as stable as I thought, I asked everyone who's watching online to go to my YouTube channel and see it there, and that's going to be my primary focus. We still use Facebook to get out urgent messages and the like, and through the Sagersville Independence page as well. But as far as streaming the show, please go to my YouTube channel, Rick Mortimer, Your News Today. You can subscribe and find out every time that I've got a new program or something else posted. It will let you know, and you can keep up to date with the news there. I wanted to give a shout out to my new friend Mike Stacy. I had never met Mike. My wife has known him for quite some time because he's worked in West Liberty for 25 years. But Mike Stacy of Country Carpets has been watching online, and when I met him this week here in Sagersville, he was curious where the show was on Facebook. So I think a lot of folks as well missing us there. So please go to the YouTube channel, subscribe if you like, and you'll know every time that we have a show up, which is pretty much going to be right around 6 or like last night, maybe 6:05 on every weeknight. Let's go quickly right now to COVID numbers for this evening before we start talking about high school basketball scores, cancellations, and other reports. And that is the fact that, it was, and I misspoke on last night's program, or at least one night this week, talking about how we had nearly met the single-day record for McGoffin County when we had it was a 66 on, I guess, yesterday. The previous number was a 70. Last week we had 2 days that were then the two highest, still the two highest, a 68 followed by 70 last Thursday. That was the highest day that we had had. So with that said, we have now had, with this yesterday being 66, that is our third highest day in McGoffin County. Today's number, glad to report, much lower, and it actually keeps us with that 70 on last Thursday, right now running less than last week's record-setting week. Yes, I was with you at 6 o'clock on Thursday evening at that hour reporting that the McGoffin County Health Department had 31 cases. Then I came back in that morning to find out that no, they had received many more from the after-hours clinics during the rest of the afternoon and evening, and they actually had 70 just for that Thursday. And altogether, we had 264 cases just last week. And then again, this week, top left on your screen, 24 Saturday, 6 Sunday, then 55 and 51 and 66 And then today, 25, so a significant and very welcomed drop, which puts us at 227. So at this time last week, we had 250, and now we're at 227. And we wrapped up last week with a total of 264, and then we'll know tomorrow where we fall. Hopefully it will be less, and then we will start to see that downward trend, which we're still continuing to see on a statewide basis. Fingers crossed, right? We've got 3,641 total cases in McGoffin County to date. I believe our number of hospitalized has gone down to 2 at this hour. The death toll has not been updated here in the past couple of weeks. I believe it was at 45 officially from the state that we spoke of several days ago, and that number is still standing at this time. Going on to our state incident rate map, just out by the State Department of Health. Well, we still see it, we will for a long time to come, a completely red county with McGoffin County up to 230. We were at 211 yesterday. Johnson County was at 149 yesterday. Today at 158. Floyd up to 240, even higher than McGoffin, and still very similar numbers running throughout all of Kentucky, and still only a very small handful, literally probably less than 5 Kentucky counties under the 100 mark, while as for the state as a whole, under 10,000, that's much better than the 18,000 cases we were seeing, 8,994, but still 30 more deaths to add to that total today. The positivity rating for the state at large has gone down into the 25s at 25.67. I also have to note that of those 30 deaths today, one was as young as a 41-year-old Kentucky person. I'll be right back.
I'm Kelly Collins.
And I'm Taylor Shepard.
And we are with the Golden Law Office. We both began our legal careers in Lexington, representing the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided us with inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will defend your case.
We are now taking that knowledge and returning to our hometown in Eastern Kentucky.
As a partner at Golden Law Office, we are returning home to continue to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
Whether the new year brings you new dreams or you're working towards the same ones, let Salyersville National Bank help you build, bank, or save for them. Salyersville National has been helping dreams come true since 1902. Give them a call at the main location, 349-3131, or the branch, 6121. Do you really want to get caught in this again on those tires? Get there in one piece and save. Conley Tires got specials going on right now through the end of March, like $100, even $200 back on a set of Goodyears. And get those tires, brakes, service, whatever you need with 6 months no-interest financing. Conley Tire in Staffordsville or conleytire.net.
I'm Kelly Collins from Golden Law Office. I began my legal career in Lexington, representing some of the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided me with the inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will prepare to defend your case. I'm now taking that knowledge and returning to my hometown in Eastern Kentucky to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
We'll have your forecast in just a few moments, and high school basketball scores and schedules, and a lot of cancellations, of course, as you can imagine. But with that, let's take a quick look at the ice that's already been seen before darkness fell in the far western part of our state. Counties like Graves and Marshall and Callaway and Trigg and Hopkins and Caldwell, a lot of them, and others in the area of western Kentucky that got so devastated by those tornadoes. They're seeing the initial brunt of the ice storm in Kentucky, with that ice continuing to trek on towards central Kentucky and finally or eventually making its way into our eastern part of the state. Post 1 of the Kentucky State Police, which makes up many of those counties that I just discussed, all the way over towards Paducah in the western part of the state, sharing these pictures and measuring ice right now as it's accumulating on branches, on power lines, and the like. And while it's one of the most beautiful things to see it is one of the most destructive and dangerous weather scenarios to see as well during the winter. With that said, trees are starting to fall there. Ice is starting to pile up. They're already seeing a great deal of power outages. In fact, when you take a look at the following map that gives us some detail, the power outages started to come in at 2, 3, 4,000 earlier this afternoon. As of the 5 o'clock hour, this map at 5:05, 21,000 power outages in much of western Kentucky. You can see the different colors there. Also, a couple of northern Kentucky counties, Carroll and Bracken, getting in on some icing, and they too are seeing some power outages start there to the tune of a few thousand per each of those counties. And this map is just going to continue to, as the ice continues to trek on and the cold air continues to make its way to the north and east, we'll see those numbers continue. There's going to be a great number of people without power during the overnight and morning hours before it is all said and done. I'll have your latest prediction on the ice totals, which has just been updated, in just a minute. Now, an updated community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Funeral services to follow, as always, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. But our calendar tonight begins with a birthday. Another birthday tonight to pass along. This birthday is going out to Marvin, and that's Marvin Atkins. Marvin Atkins of Leander, to be specific. With lots of love and birthday wishes from Shirley, Marvin. Happy birthday to you, Marvin. Happy birthday, Marvin Atkins. Couple of quick reminders on the calendar. Still a position available through the Kentucky Home Care Program in McGoffin County. To find out more, there is an address, a mailing address, and an email address there on your screen for Darlene Walker at Big Sandy Area Development District. She can tell you more about the service delivery functions. This is for management, shopping, personal care items, errands for in-home clients over the age of 60. And we're still looking for our big vendors fair, the one-stop Cupid shop at the community center down here in Sagersville this Saturday 9 to 4. Over 30 vendors are registered. Everything on your screen and more, and all the proceeds from the concessions and donations will go to support project graduation. So stop in. Guarantee you're going to find something really neat that you might not find anywhere else for your sweetheart or, for yourself. No shame in that. The Indian Mound chapter of the DAR is looking for new members, and if you'd like to find out more, a representative will be available at Wages Tax Service February the 26th, 10 till noon. For an appointment, call 496-6733. And for a calendar announcement to be seen on here, call me. Remember, Heather at Sagersville Independent is where you want to send those you want published for free in the Sagersville Independent. That is birthdays, anniversaries, and birth announcements. A reminder that services will start Sunday at 1 for 88-year-old Oliver Charles Powers of Sagersville at the McGoffin County Funeral Home, survived by his brother William Grant and two sisters, Van Fitzgerald and Lori Ann Hall. A neighbor of mine has passed, I've learned today. 84-year-old Joan Viola White Puckett, 84, of Dixie Avenue, passed away yesterday. She's preceded in death by her husband Charles Puckett, daughters Edith Likens and Teresa Teddy Puckett. But she is survived by her son Charles, daughters Connie Puckett and Melissa Arnott, and 9 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids. Funeral services are being made right now in her honor and to be announced. And 49-year-old Johnny Sizemore of East Mountain Parkway passed away this week. The son of the late C.S. Johnny and Betty Jordan Sizemore, survived by his daughter Heather Nicole, sisters Jenny Hampton and Helen Sizemore Carroll, and Joyce Cole. Those services as well right now, pending and to be announced by the Sagersville Funeral Home. The Sagersville Funeral Home is also to be announcing the services for Joan Viola Puckett. I'll be right back. Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works, 349-9999. Not everything has changed over the years. Fraser's Prater Drug Store is still your most trusted pharmacy, where you can get your prescription brought to you curbside or make your way to the counter for a snack, lunch, or an incredibly sweet treat. And check out Strings and Things inside the shack, the Radio Shack, musical instruments, guns, ammo, electronics, and more. It's as wonderfully unique of a shopping experience as is the selection at Fraser's Prater Drugstore in downtown Sayersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 GB of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 GB of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
So high school basketball on hold for obvious weather-related reasons, but we've got some scores to talk about, boys and girls, for McGoffin County and otherwise, as we take a look at our Johnson and McGoffin 57th District teams, with a lot of games, of course, that were set to tip off tonight, not doing so, but a few picked up in makeup games, I think at least one or two, for the weekend. No surprise that the Hornets traveling to Johnson Central tonight has been canceled. They have picked up a game for Saturday, a makeup game, I believe, versus Hazard, at Hazard, 7:30 on Saturday right now. The boys coming off of a loss to Paintsville night before last, 46-69 the final score in this big district matchup. The Hornets of McGoffin still winless in the 57th at 0-5, while Paintsville picked up the district win in this one. We'll talk about Paintsville in just a few moments. The Lady Hornets picked up a win this week. Glad to hear it. They did so in the first round against June Buchanan. They are actually going back to June Buchanan on Saturday, but they were hosting June Buchanan here at home Tuesday night, 69-38. Final score, girls got 4 wins, 19 losses, but picking up some momentum here late in the season. They are set to be at Prestonsburg this Saturday at 7:30. Golden Eagle basketball has us seeing that on Tuesday night, this was a close one, 60-58, the Eagles over Martin County. That is right, this is an important district win that pushes Johnson Central up to 3-1 in the 57th. 10-7 right now overall on the season. They are going to be at Mingo Central Friday night at 9 if that game goes on as scheduled, and I dare to say might. Lady Eagles fell to Martin County on Thursday of last week by 21, 5-12 right now on the season, 2-2 in district action. They are right now set to be hosting Paintsville Saturday at 6. We're pretty confident that game will happen as scheduled. Weather hopefully improving by then. Again, hopefully, a lot of asterisks on high school basketball scores and schedules. As for the Tigers and Coach Sloan, a win, as we just discussed, over McGoffin County, 69-46. The Tigers are rolling. As far as the 57th District is concerned, they are numero uno, 14-4 for the Tigers, 3-1 in the district, and only behind Pikeville in 15th Region basketball. They'll be at St. Joseph Central Saturday. As for the Lady Tigers, Tuesday night, they hosted Martin County, fell short by 11, 33-44, your final score, but the Lady Tigers as well having a good run, 13-8 right now overall, 3-2 in the 57th District, 5th right now in 15th Region standings, and again at Central, Saturday at 6. Now it's on to that weather forecast that has been looming, that has been the focus of all of our lives. I made the gas jug run, the propane tank run, the grocery store run today, like most everyone has in the last 24 hours or so. Just making preparations, as have been all of us for the most part. Check on your neighbors. or elderly, folks who may not have had the opportunity or the ability to do so, and make sure everyone is going to be safe and sound tonight, as it will be during the late overnight hours, early morning hours, that we will start to see any power outages, if we do. I had 43 degrees outside the newsroom at 5 o'clock. I had 41 at 5:30. When I sat down here to do the show, I had 39 degrees and rain coming down at some of the heaviest, as heavy as it has all day. A lot of ditch lines getting full, a lot of minor flooding issues, quite possible and likely, so keep that in mind. There you see our time frame still from 11 till 2, about a 3-hour window expected when we will start to see the changeover, and we'll look at that precipitation in just a few seconds. Right now, National Weather Service model pretty much following same lines from others, and as we have been Magoffin County, I mean, look, half of it is in the up to a half-inch category, the northern part of the county. The rest of us in up to, from a tenth to a quarter. I mean, just a few feet makes all the difference in the world. And Lexington's still on par. Some parts to see a half to 3/4 of an inch of total icing. At 5 o'clock, tree limbs were getting heavy with ice. Roads were still wet in Lexington, but they are really starting to see the change happen right now. Winter storm warning still in effect. Magoffin County still included in that. And there you can see, of course, where the ice storm warning ends. Whether or not that's going to be updated to include us or not, still unknown at this hour. Wouldn't be surprised if indeed it is. The rain totals have fluctuated a bit today. They've kind of lessened a little bit in the latter afternoon, but back now up to a 1/4 of an inch or a little more for here in the viewing area. And that's enough. That's all it takes to cause dangerous roads, certainly, to say the least, and some power outages. And there's a precipitation line. The cold front, as you can see, there's the line that is drawing near to the viewing area, so says the red pin, and eastern Kentucky. And we're still a couple of hours away from reaching that again. 39 degrees, 37 now in my update here at 6:30, and falling at the newsroom. And just a short time from now, we'll be close to freezing and start to see that change over. And there you can see just how close, as we pull in, the freezing line is to us. So with all of that in mind, here's how it's scripted in your updated 7-day. We will see, before it's over, a nighttime low around 24 degrees tonight. Again, anywhere from a tenth to a third of an inch of ice, I think, is a good bet for the viewing area. And actually, so it could be less, it could be more than that. There's no certainty to the weather, we know that. But that fine line is just literally cutting the viewing area essentially in half. So we'll have to see just how true that is. It's quite often that way. Little or no sleet right now as expected after the ice tonight and overnight. In the morning, however, we're going to see a little bit of everything, every form of it. Rain, sleet, snow, and then possibly a few drops of actual rain in there as well as we get close to the freezing mark, but only at 31. So additional ice tomorrow. Right now expected to be less than another tenth of an inch. You know, could be a little more, could be a little less, just a little. It means a lot. The only good news I can give you is that after it's over, when it's over, it's over. I mean, Friday night, it will dry up. We're going to be left with everything that's on and in the ground, and temperatures of 14, so it's going to be one big ice rink. But Saturday, sunny and still below freezing at 31, but sunny and dry. That's a good thing. Sunday will be a great day at 46 and sunny, and that'll be a day of recovery and some melting. So I'm looking forward. Very rarely do I look forward to Sundays because that's the end of the weekend, but I'll go there at this time. Now, going on to the rest of your 7-day, looking on to the rest of the week, a nice run for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. After that 46-degree day on Sunday, we're still holding on to close to the mid-40s on your Monday, 44, mostly sunny, just below 40 and sunny on your Tuesday. Sunny skies roll on through Wednesday and Thursday, and we get back up into the upper and mid-40s. So a good pattern there, but it's the one right now that's getting ready to lay down some ice on those power lines, on, of course, our roads, on our branches, and everything else that we're all going to have to watch. So by this time tomorrow, well, we'll know just how bad it was, and I'll see you as we wrap up this week's worth of news on Your News Today. Good night, good Thursday, and above all, stay safe, and see you then.